is a verse in Brihadaranya Upanishad that says,
Ekasminnev pasabadya amane apriyam bhavati kimu bauso tasmad esam tanna priyam ere tan manusya vidyu.
Yatha havai bahava pashavo manusyam bunju evam ekeka purusho devan bhunakti ekasmin neva pashav adi yamane apriyam bhavati kimu bahushu tasmad esham tanna priyam yad etan manushya vidyu. What this means is that, like a shepherd who feels immense sorrow when even a single sheep is lost, for devas and devis, a single human being is akin to a whole herd of sheep. And tasmad, meaning therefore, tanna priyam, it is not pleasing to them, yad etan manushya vidyu, that human beings will know of it. And know of what? The path to liberation, the path to wisdom. Here, this is said in reference to not just one deva, but in reference to all the devas and devis. Thus, they do not wish for human beings to attain enlightenment. The teachings and dispensation of the Buddha are wisdom. It is the path of liberation. That is why a powerful deva called Mara Deva, as is written in the Buddhist scriptures, came and pleaded with the Buddha to please leave now, please leave, it is time for you to go. And the Buddha then replied, "Do not worry, Mara. I had thought not to leave until I had established the 4 categories, but these 4 categories have been established." And what are these 4 categories? They include the Sangha of Bhikshu or monks, Bhikshuni or nuns, Upasak or male lay practitioner, and Upasika or female lay practitioner. And the Buddha said, and all these 4 categories are now able to maintain themselves. That is why I have made the resolution that in 3 months from now, I will relinquish this life. At this moment too, there was a powerful earthquake, but no light. Now, did those who claim to be Maitreya Buddha, or who are regarded as Maitreya Buddha, make such a resolution? And was there a strong earthquake when they made it? This occurs with every Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha himself has spoken about these signs of a Buddha. Then after that, Shakyamuni Buddha passed away in Kushinagar. He went to Parinirvan. There are a few points here as well. First, when he took his final breath, there was a powerful earthquake. Did such a powerful earthquake occur when those who were claimed to be Maitreya or called themselves Maitreya die or not? We have to look at this too. Secondly, the Buddha passed away or went to Parinirvan in the month of Vaishak, which falls from April to May, on the full moon day of the month of Vaishak, in Kushinagar, which is located in UP in India. And how hot must it have been there then, in the areas like UP and Bihar? Even Kathmandu is very hot during Vaishak. There is a Nepali saying, Vaishak melts and Jeshta burns. So how hot must it have been there? But even in such heat, his body had no decay, nor smell, nor had it become rigid, not any of these, even for 15 days before Mahakashyap arrived. That was for 15 days. This practice is still found among Buddhist gurus. And this was also found among Theravadi gurus until recently, but I cannot say whether it still exists in Theravada now or not. I'm guessing that it might still be found in Thailand or Laos. However, in China, Japan, Korea, and Tibet, such gurus can still definitely be found, whose body, after having taken their last breath, does not decay, nor smell, nor become rigid, as in rigor mortis, for 3 days, 4 days, 17 days, even though the breath has stopped. Has this happened with anyone claimed to be Maitreya? And after such a body is cremated, such as after Shakyamuni's body was cremated, sharir dhatus, or relics, are found among the ashes. This was found then as well. And this does not occur with only a Buddha. This is found for every Siddha or realized Guru. What are sharir dhatus? They're small objects that look like pearls or rubies, and many varieties of these are found. These jewel-like objects are known as ring cell in Tibetan and sharir dhatu in Sanskrit. And this occurs among the gurus in the Buddhist tradition still to this day. Relics appear after their cremation. And what is a specific attribute of these relics? When people who have faith take a ring cell or sharir dhatu, and here faith means having faith in the dharma taught by the Buddha and not just faith in the Buddha as a person, thus faith in the dharma and not faith in Buddha as an avatar or reincarnation. So when people with such faith keep it enclosed in their meditation room or on their shrine where statues of Buddha are kept and where food offerings and other offerings are made, then when they open it up in 3 or 4 months, they will find that where there was just one relic to begin with, there will be 4, 5, or 6 there. And if these multiplied relics are then taken by someone else and similarly kept in their own meditation room, puja room, or in their agam chen or shrine room, the same thing happens. It keeps multiplying. Shakyamuni's sharir dhatus are multiplying still to this day. They are continuing to multiply and increase. Of the 9 divisions of the Buddha's sharir dhatus that were originally made, 8 were taken by various kings and enshrined in stupas. During his time, King Ashok opened up these stupas and removed the multiplied relics that he found inside, leaving some remaining and then enclosing the stupas once again. Then he went on to build 84,000 stupas to enshrine what he took out. And these, that is Shakyamuni's sharir dhatus, are still multiplying. It is still happening in China, Japan, Korea, and other places. This is not a myth. It is happening in actuality. They are actually increasing. It is not just a legend. So did this also happen when those who are claimed to be Maitreya Buddha were cremated after death, or not? Now, who or what is a Buddha? That is a long answer, and I have already talked about this in other Bodhi TV episodes. However, since it is related to this question here, I will talk about it in short.
जन्मिँदाखेरि नै 32 लक्षण र 80 अनुव्यञ्जनले जन्मिन्छ। कान यहाँसम्म लामो भएका आदि आदि।
When a Buddha is born, he is born with 32 lakshans or major marks and 80 anuvyanjans or minor marks, which include long ears extending down, etc. It also includes the Ushnisha, in which the crown of the Kapala or skull is raised. Some say that the Ushnisha is not ordinarily seen, and only those who possess siddhi-riddhis or psychic and miraculous powers are able to see it. But some do see it clearly. The raised part of the head that we see in Buddha's statues is the Ushnisha. It is not his coiled hair. He was a monk, so how could it be coiled hair? It is the Ushnisha. Similarly, he had copper-colored nails, elongated fingers, long arms extending to the knees, etc. Did those who claim to be Maitreya or who were proclaimed to be Maitreya have these? Did they possess the 32 major marks? Shakyamuni's skin was like gold. It is said in the Pali Suttas and also in the Sutras that even when he wore clothes embellished with gold, his golden skin still glowed brighter than that. Do those who are believed to be Maitreya have these signs? If not, then they are not Maitreya. And also there are these other aspects. Every Buddha has the 10 balas or powers, the 4 Vaisharadyas or fearlessnesses, and numerous siddhi-riddhi or psychic or miraculous abilities. Among these, there is one special siddhi-riddhi which no one else, not even the devas and devis or gods and goddesses, can perform, which is to fly up in the sky with water flowing from below the navel and fire blazing up from above the navel. This is known as Yamak Pratiharya. And this can only be performed by a Buddha. Even great arhats like Shariputra or Maudgalyayan could not do it. Forget the rest. Did those who are claimed to be Maitreya display this ability? But every Buddha displays this, because it is one of the signs of a Buddha. So the answers to the questions I am asking about whether those who are regarded as Maitreya possess any of these signs will themselves reveal the veracity of such claims. Because those who are regarded as Maitreya do not possess any of these signs, and they have not brought back the lost teachings either, because the teachings have not been lost at all. And on top of that, their teachings are not in accordance with the not lost teachings of the Buddha. Bringing back the lost teachings would mean bringing back the exact same teachings, which is what Shakyamuni did. And Shakyamuni's teachings are still present. They are alive, vital, and thriving. So what teachings did these other people bring back? And so, how are they a Buddha? Forget Maitreya Buddha. How are they any Buddha? Then again, did they, or do they, possess the 32 lakshans or major marks and the 80 anuvyanjans or minor marks? No. Then how can they be Maitreya Buddha? When they entered their mother's womb, when being born, when they attained enlightenment in Bodh Gaya, or any other place like Bodh Gaya, and when they first turned the wheel of Dharma, that is, when they gave their first teaching, at the time of all these events, did a powerful earthquake and a light that spread across three dhatu occur? No. Then how can they be Maitreya Buddha? Then, when they were about to leave this world, did they make the resolution to pass in a certain number of months? And when it was made, did a powerful earthquake occur? And did Mara, who is a kind of deva or god, come and insistently request them to leave? If not, then how can they be Maitreya Buddha? Then again, at the time of Parinirvan, after giving teachings with full awareness until the last moment, and after the last breath, did the body remain for 15 days in the heat of the Vaishak full moon in the region south of Nepal's Tarai, without decay, remaining as is, as if alive? If it did not remain that way, then how can they be a Buddha? And finally, were Sharir Dhatus found when they were cremated? And are those Sharir Dhatus continuing to multiply to this day among their disciples? If not, then how are they Maitreya Buddha? So for all these various reasons, as per Buddha's Shasan, the Buddhist Sutras, Shastras and Tantras, none of those people are Maitreya Buddha. There are some people who go around declaring others to be incarnations of Maitreya Buddha. For example, as was done with Krishnamurti. Although Krishnamurti himself later said that he was not. Nevertheless, Annie Besant and the Theosophical Society had said that he was Maitreya Buddha. And now, here, our Arun Swamiji has made Osho Maitreya Buddha. And I have also heard, although I do not know if it is true or not, that Bomjam Tamang, who by appearances should be Buddhist, has claimed himself to be Maitreya Buddha. I have heard this, but I do not know if he actually said this or not. But if he has said it, well then, based on all the points given earlier, he is not Maitreya Buddha. In other words, he has no relation with Maitreya Buddha. And then, this issue about Maitreya Buddha supposedly coming down and entering into and teaching through Osho and others. Now what is this? Is Maitreya Buddha a deva or god who comes and possesses someone, like how a mata or goddess possesses people? This is all nonsense, as if a Buddha would appear in that way. For one, even if we believe that a Buddha comes and enters into a person in that way, one has to have a body that can handle a Buddha, right? But there is no body that can, even if we were to believe such a thing happens. Even in the case of devas doing this, there have to be bodies that are able to handle them, based on the level of the deva. And many of these possessions are actually done by deceptive devas, or they are pishachas, or spirits, who claim to be Mahadev and such. So saying that Maitreya came and taught in this way is nonsense. And so for these many reasons, what Arun Swami has said is not valid in the Buddhist system. Now, of course, everyone has the freedom to speak, to talk about anything they want. However, since Buddhadharma is still alive and thriving, to speak of it in this way, using its name and using its terminology, is not fitting for a Swami like him to just speak in any which way like this. This would be like a Buddhist guru tomorrow claiming, I am an incarnation of Krishna and I am here to teach Buddhadharma. Because Osho's teachings in its entirety do not agree with Buddhadharma. It does not correspond to Mahayana, nor to Vajrayana, nor to Theravada. It does not agree at all. It aligns with Hindu Dharma, with Vedanta's Sakshi or witness. And I have heard this with my own ears, Rajneesh himself saying, I have found the essence of all the dharmas, and what that is Sakshi. But in Buddhadharma, Sakshi is not considered to be the essence. It is in fact considered to be a delusion. It is considered to be incorrect and false view. So for all these reasons, Arun Swami's Osho and various others who claim to be Maitreya Buddha, or those who are believed to be or were believed to be Maitreya Buddha by others, cannot be Maitreya Buddha. If they had to take on a name, they could have taken on a different one. Why do they have to take the name of a Buddha? Why do they have to take the name of Maitreya? When in fact, they do not even know the ABCs of a Buddha. For example, Rajneeshji gave himself the title of Osho. Now the title Osho means an ordained monk. It does not mean a sannyasi or renunciate. It is a title that is given to monks, that too to a monk who has become a teacher. It is Khenpo in the Tibetan language, and it was called Upadhyaya in the older Buddhist tradition. For example, Shakya Sri Bhadra was the Upadhyaya of Nalanda. He was an Osho. And in the Theravadi tradition, it is called Upajhaya. It means the head of the monks. Now Rajneesh was not a head of monks. The head of sannyasis and the head of monks is not the same thing. A sannyasi is not a monk. Monks are those who have taken a monk's precepts. They have to take the precepts which have been passed down through a lineage. He assumed that Osho meant a Zen master, but he misunderstood this. At a certain point, he started fancying Zen. He read newly published books and started interpreting them. But they are all Hinduized interpretations. Then he declared himself to be an Osho. He could have at least called himself a Roshi, which means a householder guru, a Zen guru Roshi. But he did not even know this much. So with this, I would like to end here for today.
Etat sadhana punyena sarve savita padam prapnuvantu jayantu cha kusalam karma vairinam janma mrityu jara vyadi sarupa bharta puritvat mojayama sabasatvam durgamat bhavasagarat.